These are the latest pictures of the celebrations by Morsi's supporters in Cairo's Liberation Square. Egypt's election commission says Morsi has won nearly 52% of the votes in the runoff against the former regime's last Prime Minister, Ahmed Shafiq, that was held last week. Morsi is the first president in Egypt who's been elected through a freely contested vote. The presidential results are out following a 3-day delay in the announcement. The delay sparked angry protests by the Egyptians who are camping out at Liberation Square. Egyptians see a new president 16 months after they toppled the former regime of Hosni Mubarak. And live now to Cairo's Liberation or Tahrir Square, people still celebrating following that announcement. We saw by the Supreme Electoral Commission announcing there again that Mohammed+morsi, the Muslim Brotherhood candidate, has got nearly 52% of the votes and 48% for Ahmed Shafiq, making the Muslim Brotherhood candidate Mohammed+morsi the next Egyptian president. Press TV's Karim Gamal is joining me now live from Cairo with all the latest. So Karim, what's happening in Tahrir Square? What is the atmosphere there and what are the people expecting to happen from this stage on?
Yes, Homa, the atmosphere here, as you can hear behind me, there's fireworks everywhere and the people are waving with their flags. There's a very festive atmosphere, and we can hear the fireworks behind me, people celebrating the win of the Muslim Brotherhood's candidate, the win that they have long been waiting for. They have been sitting in Cairo's landmark Liberation Square as they were expressing fears that the military-appointed spec might rig the elections in favor of what many people deem as the undeclared candidate of the military council. But the people are saying that due to the, or as a consequence to the popular or public pressure, the Supreme Council of the Armed Forces were submissive in front of the public pressure, and the million-man march we have seen on Tuesday and the million-man march we have seen on Friday, the people calling for an end to military rule, and they were there in Tahrir Square to protect the results of the presidential elections. And also now the Muslim Brotherhood's candidate is keeping his promises, and that he has resigned from the Freedom and Justice Party, he has resigned from the presidency or the head. He was the head of the Freedom and Justice Party, and he resigned as he has vowed in his very first press conferences when the Muslim Brotherhood announced the candidacy of Mohammed+morsi, that he would resign should he emerge as a winner, and he actually resigned from the Freedom and Justice Party. And the people are saying this is just the first step in achieving the demands of the people, and that they are saying that the Muslim Brotherhood is not showing any will to monopolize the power or to marginalize any other faction or any political faction in the Egyptian society, and that they're willing to form a cabinet that would truly represent the Egyptian people, and that they want also to have a 100-member constituent assembly that will draft Egypt's new constitution, representing all the factions of the Egyptian society, and also representing ethnic minorities and every Egyptian. They want this constitution tailored to all Egyptians, and that they believe it is something that is going to stay for years and years and maybe decades. So it must be tailored to all the Egyptians from all walks, and it shouldn't marginalize any faction or give any other faction any favors at the expense of the other. And the festivities are still continuing, Homa, and we will expect to have this very large turnout, this high turnout in the square as we go further in the day, and we will be keeping a close eye on the developments.
Right,
yes,
so Karim, should we be expecting Mr. Morsi to give a speech later on today of course, that would be his victory speech to address these supporters who've gathered in Liberation Square?
Well, there was a presser that was held by the Morsi campaign greeting the Egyptian people and announcing the results. But as I spoke to senior members from the Brotherhood, so far mohammed+morsi, the Muslim Brotherhood's candidate, is not expected to appear and to speak to the people so far. But something might happen, or he might change his mind and make a presser or hold a presser that in which he would have a speech or would give a speech to the Egyptian people, to the people of Egypt that have voted for the Muslim Brotherhood's candidate, and we will inevitably expect mohammed+morsi to come out and speak to the people, but it is still not confirmed when exactly is mohammed+morsi, the Muslim Brotherhood's candidate and Egypt's new president, will come out and speak to the people of Egypt.
Right, and you referred there to the 100-member Constituent Assembly. Some reports have been telling us that the military council, since the parliament was dissolved, that Constituent Assembly, which was appointed by members of parliament, was also dissolved, and now the military council is going to appoint members that are going to write Egypt's new constitution. Now, are those reports false, or is this something that the president is going to do?
Well, according to the constitutional annex, or the annex to the constitutional declaration, the military council will appoint the 100-member assembly that will draft Egypt's new constitution. But excuse me. But the people are hoping that Egypt's new president, mohammed+morsi, will negotiate with the military council and will also negotiate with regards to the dissolution of the parliament, which many people, as well as the analysts, believe and legal experts believe is illegitimate and unconstitutional, the dissolution of the parliament. So the people are expecting the Muslim Brotherhood's candidate and Egypt's new president, mohammed+morsi, to play a role in returning or restoring the rights of the parliament, as well as the Constituent Assembly that was elected by the joint parliament, both houses of the parliament, and also to limit the powers of the ruling army generals, as they have given themselves absolute powers and unchallengeable powers, which many people have declared their dissatisfaction to, and having the military council absolute powers. And the people have been demonstrating persistently, calling for an end to military rule and a speedy transition to civilian rule. And finally, Homa, after more than 30 years, a civilian is Egypt's new president, and he's not from the army or is not affiliated to the military institution. So the people are expecting that the Muslim Brotherhood's candidate and Egypt's new president, mohammed+morsi, will be loyal to the people, as he is one of the people, and will achieve the demands and objectives of the revolution, and would work on making the military council, the ruling army generals, to abandon the political life which many people believe that they have been infringing on for the past year and a half since they came to power following the ouster of the longtime dictator Hosni Mubarak.
So Karim, right now we know that the military council is going to appoint, for instance, the president's chief of staff, and is also given itself the power to appoint some senior members of the cabinet. Speaking as the things stand now, how much power does the president have? In other words, what can mohammed+morsi do as president?
Well, according to the annex to the constitutional declaration that was issued by the SCAF, and according to the official statements and the televised speeches of Mamdouh Shaheen, a member of the SCAF, and other members of the SCAF, that the president would have all the powers, and that he would have the power or the right to form a cabinet and to appoint a prime minister, or to dismiss a prime minister, and that he would have the full authorities. That's according to the televised speeches of the members of the SCAF and according to their official statements as well. But the revolutionary forces as well as observers are saying that according to the annex of the Constitutional Declaration, the president, Egypt's president, according to this annex of the Constitutional Declaration, is just a puppet of the military council. But many people believe that this will not be accepted by the Muslim Brotherhood and its candidate, the Muslim Brotherhood, Mohammed+morsi, as they believe that the Muslim Brotherhood will work on achieving the demands of the people, and they will not accept hindering any barriers put forth by the military council to hinder Egypt's new president Mohammed+morsi from achieving from achieving the demands of the revolution and working on responding to the demands of the people, and as I mentioned earlier, flourishing the ailing economy and restoring the security and trying to fix this security vacuum that the people have been complaining from since the military or the army came to power, as well as other duties that the Muslim Brotherhood, as well as traffic congestion, and also working on the infrastructure of the country that has been suffering in the past year and a half from the military council, as the people are accusing them of mismanaging that transition and of failing to resolve any crisis in the country. So the people have extreme hopes in the Muslim Brotherhood's candidate, Egypt's new president Mohammed+morsi, that he would take the country or pave the way for the country towards reform and tangible democracy, the democracy which the people have been looking for or craving for the past 30 years during Mubarak's dictatorship.
Right, and just quickly, before we leave you, Karim, two major steps towards that move toward democracy would be first a new parliament following the dissolution of the previous one, and also the writing of a new constitution. When will these two events occur? Is it going to be any time soon?
Well, according as well to the annex of the Constitutional Declaration that was issued by the SCAF lately, the Constitution will be written within 3 months after the appointment of Egypt's new president. And as today we have Egypt's new president, Mohammed+morsi, we are expecting to have a new constitution to be drafted by the Constituent Assembly, which will be appointed by the military within 3 months from today.
Karim, el-deen, our correspondent, live in Liberation Square for us with the latest. Karim, thank you very much. And of course, we'll be giving you more updates from Egypt throughout the day today. A very historic moment for Egyptians as Mohammed+morsi becomes the first president following the revolution that ousted longtime dictator Hosni Mubarak. Moving on with the news now. Justice prevails. Tunisia extradites former Libyan Prime Minister Baghdadi al-Mahmoudi to Tripoli. The move comes